Hello everyone, this is FLIPTAKU here in the FLIPTAKU Show. Sorry I hadn't made any videos in a while. College is rough, tough, and I got a large workload. But I am doing a special over-the-phone interview with Quinton Flynn. Quinton, say hello to the crowd out there.
Hakuna Matata, everybody. What a wonderful phrase. What a wonderful day for an interview with James Casey.
That has got to be the best thing ever. This is the highlight of my year right now, folks. Yes. Quinton Flynn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, my friend. And yourself?
I'm doing great, just trying to get good grades in college and playing video games.
Gotta do it.
Alright, well, let's get started here. For starters, talk about yourself. Where you're from, how you've been doing, all that, and so on and so forth.
Well, I grew up in Northeast Ohio outside of Cleveland. And through school, I was in a lot of plays. And in high school, I was in plays, and I had a rock and roll band. We used to gig out a lot. So the theater bug bit me. And in college, I was in telecommunications. Graduated from Kent State with honors for TV and film and theater. And then about 10 months outside of college, took a road trip with my cousin to LA for a vacation that turned into a permanent fixture, where I stayed here and I got involved in show business in Hollywood.
Oh.
And as far as voiceover goes, I started taking voiceover classes through Bob Bergen for animation and then some commercial workshops. Put together a demo, got a letter of referral, started pounding the pavement, got an agent, and started the journey. That turned into the career that I have now, many years later.
Wow, that is definitely a very, very interesting story. A lot of traveling, and wow. Actually, I actually lived in Ohio for a while too. Not near the Cleveland area, but more in Columbus. So.
Oh, sure.
Okay. What really got you to push for the voice acting, like to do voice acting for cartoon shows, video games, commercials, and so forth?
Well, it just was a natural fit for me. From the time I was a little kid, I was always doing impressions of other impressionists' impressions, and always play acting. And just a friend of mine had referred me to a workshop, and once I did it, it was a great fit. And so, hence I started focusing on that over everything else in terms of a theatrical career. And like I said, things just started rolling. Started picking up work, and one thing led to another, and it turned into a career and just really blossomed.
Very awesome, very awesome. Now you've obviously traveled to a lot of anime conventions to do, just to sign autographs, represent yourself. What are your opinions on anime conventions?
Well, I think they're great. I think they're great for the fans. It's really what it's all about. Using an opportunity to express themselves through cosplay and, get together and link up and hook up and know that they're not alone in their joys and journeys and fantasies and adventures. And it's great meeting everybody because when we do the work out here, we're isolated in booths. And so the work goes out and we really don't get any feedback. But when we go to the convention, you get tremendous feedback. And it's amazing to see how excited and interested people are and how much the characters mean to them.
Yeah, it's that driving love that all anime fans out there just do. It's that power, really. What anime convention did you enjoy the most?
Well, the one that stands out for me the most is Anime North in Toronto. But I also loved Chicago, and we were in Australia, and that was fantastic as well.
Australia?
So,
wow.
Yeah. Land down and stuff.
What is the weirdest thing you ever saw at an anime convention?
That's a tough one, because they've all been pretty weird. The most interesting thing I saw was a guy who was dressed up as director Kevin Smith, and he looked exactly like him. And so Jeff Nimoy and I, who were doing Adventures in Anime together online, put him in one of the webisodes that we did that you can actually see if you go online to adventuresinanime.com.
Wow. That is well, a lot of weird things does go on in anime conventions, and sometimes they just blow our minds out of the water.
There's also a lot of flesh out there. A lot of flesh.
Oh yeah. Now, the Metal Gear series is a popular game series for gamers new and old out there. How was your time working on the games as Raiden?
How was it?
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Metal Gear Solid 2 is when I started. And there was tons of copy. I mean, they were giving me phone books, or scripts the size of phone books, really.
Oh wow.
And, I acted with tons of great actors and actresses on that particular game. David Hayter and Jennifer Hale and Paul Eiding, to name a few. And then, after that, we moved on to Metal Gear Solid 4, where Raiden changed in tone and pitch from something around here down to here, more of a grizzly cyborg ninja. And the fans really seemed to eat it up, and that was a really terrific experience. Both games were directed by Chris Zimmerman, who's an outstanding director. She and I have worked together for years. In fact, we started out together on the Adventures of Johnny Quest, in which I played Johnny.
Awesome.
And in that last Metal Gear game, I got to work with Phil Lamar, who plays Stan. And it was terrific to interact, because doing so really elevated and heightened, our acting experience and the performance that we've all gotten to experience in the game.
That sounds, coming from a Metal Gear fan myself, that is like Christmas to hear. Which was your favorite favorite memories while working with the other voice actors and actresses on the Metal Gear titles?
I think working with David Hayter in the first series for Metal Gear Solid 2 for me, probably because we spent a lot of time working together. Just really enjoyed his company and his wit and sense of humor.
Very cool, very cool. Now, you do a lot of video game voices out there. Do you play any of the games you voice in?
I don't. I'm not a gamer. I'm an actor, and I leave the playing up to the fans.
Very cool. Now, aside from video games, what is your most memorable moments while doing voices for anime?
That's a tough one. I would say the most enjoyable was doing Dr. Riddle. Dr. Riddle's on that spell! Because he was always a quirky, fun character who, had a lot of twists and turns. And I was directed in that by Jeff Nimoy, who's an Emmy Award-winning writer, director, producer. And Jeff and I had a lot of fun, always with that. And then we went on to do Digimon Data Squad, in which I played Marcus Demon. And besides directing, Jeff was also my father, who played in that game. So, a lot of good times with Jeff. And of course, we did the Adventures in Anime series. That's on the web if you can go see it, adventuresinanime.com. And we also have original songs we composed that you can get through iTunes if you look up Adventures in Anime. And I encourage everybody to do so.
All right, very cool, very cool. Well, the first part of this interview is starting to come to a close because of YouTube's time limit. Folks out there, head over to our second part interview, which is not as long, but still just as awesome. Now moving on to the second part of the interview, which will kind of fade out, and I don't know why I'm still talking, so bye folks.